What's going on, everybody? My name is Bakah.
And I'm Ayana.
And we are
the Abakahs.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
How y'all doing?
Good.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, babe. I'm good. Thank you.
You glowing?
Thank you
I like
so
your brows,
much.
girl. You look all Princess
Thank
Jasmine.
you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Man, it's been a great week.
It has.
It's been
It has.
honestly, every week has been a life-changing week, but this week has been everything's just it's going on an incline. It's just doing what it's supposed to do.
Doing what it's supposed to do.
And
It's giving what it's supposed to give.
yeah, and honestly, man, I just feel good. Today's been great. My babies are good, and if you hear a little noise, don't worry about it. That's Connor. He's behind us, or
He decided that he want to scratch.
yeah.
Anyway.
Sit
down.
Hey, sit your butt down. Sit your butt down. But yeah, so what we talking about today?
We got actually 3 things that we want to talk about. So,
Snap.
the way our new format for the Abakahs is, we're gonna have different segments and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not just gonna be one topic. Sometimes it'll be multiple topics. So there are 3 topics that we saw on social media or heard on the radio. Because this guy in the morning,
I have a weird thing with my morning rides to take Haven to school that I always end up kind of watching or listening to whatever.
yeah.
And yeah, so I hear different conversations.
I mean, if you're in Atlanta, we listen to the. You can take her or she can just if you're in Atlanta, the Frank Ski Morning Show, they have different topics, so we might be pulling some topics from them because they be talking about some stuff. But anyway,
and
so
it always gets me fired up.
yes,
right? It gets me going.
He will always call me. I'll be like in the bed with Nova or whatever, trying to go back to sleep, and he'll call me.
Like, babe, can you believe this? And he's saying this. I can't. So that's what that is.
Yeah.
But with this new format and the way we're doing it, really y'all just kind of welcoming. We're bringing y'all into how we talk anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So one thing I will say, because I put it even in my Instagram stories. Mm-hmm. If you guys have any particular topics that you would like for us to talk about, we would love for y'all to email us at theabakahs@gmail.com, and we will, we'll talk about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't mind Nova, she's supposed to be asleep.
Yeah, she is.
Just want to smile at everybody.
Yes.
I.e. Connor and Ayana.
Yes. So first up, this was a topic on the Frank Ski Morning Show, but it is from the Black Love series. I'll be honest, I have not watched the Black Love series in a few seasons. I probably watched clips online.
Yeah, definitely seen clips.
Nothing against the series. I love the series. Yeah. It's just that I don't watch TV like that. Yeah. Like, if we do, we have to like plan out our TV watching, and then nowadays I can't binge watch certain things because I'm like I'm preoccupied. So anyway, this is a topic from the Black Love series. I'm gonna let Sylvester.
I'm gonna give the real quick because Ayana heard the clip after I told her. She's like, man, you done said it to the T. So,
it's a particular couple. I can't remember their names right now, so I'm so sorry.
And if you know them when we say that, it's all good. I enjoyed it. All right, so here's what happened. So the couple, they graduated college, and the guy, he after graduating, getting out of school, he ended up losing his job. Now they're together, and after he lost his job, he pretty much was in a weird space because he's used to being the provider. He's used to always having. Well, he was adjusting. So she, of course, she was good. So it was like, hey, I got us and such, and it may not have been communicated like that, but the reality was she got him. Well, she had a friend that she wanted to do a double date. And with this double date, she was like, hey, her boyfriend is pretty much in town. Like, I really want us to go on a double date with him. He was like, I think we need to just do like Jimmy John's or something. Let's do something simpler. We can catch up with them later simply because I ain't got no money. Yeah. And she was like, no, I really want us to go. We're going. And she was adamant about it. Well, they went. And while they were there, you know, time to order, he's sitting there looking at, all right, I'm about to get some water. Let me get some lemons. So he's pretty much thinking, I don't know how I'm paying for this, but I know I'm trying to minimize what I'm contributing. Yeah. So with that, like pretty much the whole day is kind of going, and she sends him a message like, hey, check your account. So what she did was she sent him money. It wasn't Cash App, but she sent him money to his account to pay for their meal. Yeah. And he was like, yo, like, you get it. I appreciate it, because she didn't put him on blast. He felt humiliated that he did not have the money to be able to take care of them. But the fact that she still was like, hey, I'm honoring you as my man, that, hey, I understand where you are. It's all good. Here's some extra money so we can pay for what we need to pay for. And I thought it was dope, honestly. Like, we actually have been there plenty of times. Yeah. And but on the radio, Frank Ski was kind of like, he was I just didn't like what he was saying. And what he was pretty much talking about was how he said that she put him in a situation because he said he was humiliated, and it was her fault why he felt humiliated. And it was pretty much like that she shouldn't have did that, because I guess the potential of her throwing it back in his face. Yeah. Like, oh, I took care of you, and this is what you're doing. Don't forget I took care of you. Don't forget I paid for this. And assuming that's what.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, you know, shout out to Frank, but a lot of times on Frank's ski, he plays the devil's advocate with stuff. So he turns things into like a negative. To me, that's the pattern. Like, Frank, if you're watching, I'm sorry, this is what you do. But like Sylvester said, and a lot of this is a disclaimer, y'all. I do not call him Bakah. I call him Sylvester. So you're going to hear Sylvester all the time. Like Sylvester said, that particular situation has happened to us quite a bit, especially really when we were dating. Like, married, it's our money. But really when we were dating, so set up the scenario. Both of us are young adults, you know, 23 and 24.
You were about to say the example I'm thinking?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I was saying like where we were. Yeah, where we were in that particular time. Okay. So I had just started my cosmetology career. Sylvester was working at ChickfilA. But with him working at ChickfilA, like, I remember some people downed him. They downed him working at ChickfilA. When I said, oh, yeah, he works at ChickfilA, they was like, he works at ChickfilA.
Really?
And I was like, I mean, he ain't
I do.
He ain't finna stay there, but that's where he works. Like, you know.
Polynesian sauce?
Exactly. Shit. But because I knew, like, out of conversation and us just really getting to know each other, I knew that he was not going to be staying at Chick-fil-A. And even if he did stay at Chick-fil-A, corporate Chick-fil-A is really good. Like, don't knock Chick-fil-A. Even being an operator for Chick-fil-A is really good. Don't knock it. But so he was working at Chick-fil-A. I had just started my cosmetology career. Now, if you are a cosmetologist or in any type of trade or whatnot, you know that you can get quick cash really fast, you know, like, because you can have a client today. So I always had access to money. Still do, you know, because we got monies. But, you know, you would always have access to money. So it's like, okay, I have money, you know, I was making more than him, especially at the time. So there were a couple of times where I would definitely, you know, I want to go hang out. I want us to hang out. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with us. You know, I want to go to the movies or whatever. Like, I want to spend time with you. Oh, it's not in your budget, but it's in mine. So I'll either pay for the tickets online or here go my debit card. You can, you know, so you can pay for it.
Yeah, and we definitely had a lot of Dutch moments.
We did have Dutch moments.
All right, I may not be able to pay for both of us to do everything, but I sure can cover the food, or I can cover the tickets, or whatever the case may be. And I appreciated that because we were operating as a team.
Yeah.
So, but you can go ahead. I didn't know if you were finished.
No, go ahead, because I want you to. I know what story you're gonna tell. Yeah.
And so with me, I'm like, with that teamwork, and that's why I appreciated even the couple, because it's not something that a lot of people really, I guess, appreciate, because they kind of, either the man is too prideful and he like, oh no, we can't do this, or the woman is like a kind of a poker, and I'm gonna like lead, I'm gonna remember everything and make sure to throw it in your face. Maybe those are the type of relationships that some people are used to. That's not us.
No, that's not us. That's not us, and that's not a lot of relationships. Yeah. Like, I feel like the negative is always shown and portrayed, especially on social media, on TV and all of that. So people think like, oh, girl, don't let him use you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not always like that.
She gonna make it be known. Yeah. Y'all get in an argument and she gonna say, yeah, remember when? Do you remember when?
Yeah. And I've never done that. I've never even had an inkling to do that. So,
which I appreciate, because 11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. Married and 13 years together.
Yeah. So, okay. So I remember a particular situation that when hearing about this, as far as with, from Black Love, I was like, oh man, that reminds me of this time. And it was I don't know if it was maybe our second year. I think it might have been our second. Was it the first year?
The first year, I thought we did go-karts.
Yeah, so the second year we were together, not even married. Y'all don't want us to surprise me for my birthday. Now, at this time, gas, I remember, was like $4 and
astronomical in Atlanta. It was crazy.
And I think that was regular, because I know my car at the time, I think I took regular.
It was definitely regular.
So, okay. So $4 and something. I'm making like, at the time, maybe I think $11 or $12 an hour at ChickfilA, and it's just not enough for nothing.
I mean, both of us was living at home with our parents. So it's not like we had like a whole bunch of overhead, but still, we still had like bills and our own little personal bills, and
like, you know, car note,
him helping his mom and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So all right. So getting to the the surprise, everything that I did, I had to calculate. I'm talking about, I was like, all right, I have this much gas. This much gas will last me this amount, this distance, or doing these regular activities. Yeah. And I remember the thing is, where Ayana lived, she lived 15 minutes away from me. So for me to go get her and bring her back was 30 minutes. That means that the commute with her is an hour. Get her, bring her back, take her home, come back. That's an hour on top of anything else that we do. So I was like, all right, cool. If it's an hour, and she was like, all right, so I want us to go to the certain place. And I don't even think, we didn't have Google Maps or nothing. Didn't you print it? I feel like you printed the directions.
I think I did print out the directions.
So she didn't tell me where we were going, but again, I was budgeting my gas. I'm like, look, I got to get to school. No, I wasn't in school. I got to get to work. So I was budgeting, and I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And so she was like, just drive. I was like, where is it? It's North Georgia.
Yeah, just drive.
I was like, it's not really a just drive moment, but okay.
Because I ain't got no gas like that.
And I kid you not, like, we're driving and it's feeling, you know, when you're going somewhere that you don't know where you're going, everything feels stupid long. And I'm sitting there driving like, now, I've been driving for 47 minutes. And I was like, are we there yet? Oh, are we almost there? I was like, you said almost there 20 minutes ago. I don't know where we're going, but I'm looking at this gas tank, and all I'm thinking about is it's going to take me an hour to get you back home. So I got to get an hour to get back home, and then and we still haven't even made it there. So we still driving. Eventually we get there, and I remember looking at my gas tank. I was like, oh, that's like almost half. So if it's almost half, I still got to get home. I still got to take her home. And then I still have to be able to go to work and do the different things until I get paid again. I was like, oh, I'm on half a tank. I don't want to ask my mom. So I'm literally trying to just enjoy myself because it's a surprise. We get there. I was like, oh, my goodness.
The surprise was the state fair.
Yay.
Because his birthday's in September and the fairs are always around that time. And he talked about wanting to go to the fair. So I was like, okay, let's go.
And honestly, I appreciated it. But I was like, I was conflicted because I didn't really know how to be happy. Because I was like, I'm happy I'm here. Ooh, I'm surprised. Nobody ever did this for me. However, I still got an hour to get home.
But then that's also the thing with him. Like, throughout our relationship, it has been, now you're good. But it was hard for you to receive stuff. Like, even without the gas, it was hard for you to receive, like, surprises and love and gifts because you didn't get that from other girls.
Yeah.
So
and I remember that the one person surprised me, and I was like, what's this?
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
She put trash in a gift bag. I mean, might as well be trash.
I'm so glad I didn't say any names or any details. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, so we're there, we're enjoying ourselves, and the whole time I'm sitting there still thinking about getting home. And I don't even think Ayana told me, hey, I'm gonna give you gas. No, you didn't tell me.
No, not yet.
We started driving home. There was a little bit of traffic. I was like, oh my goodness. Now I'm getting close to like a quarter because it's just drinking. It's drinking
because one, the car was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that was horrible.
That was Impala.
Yeah, that was an Impala. Horrible miles on the gallon.
Yeah, and
horrible.
And other stuff. So I'm driving and I'm literally watching the gas tank, and she's like, "Did you enjoy yourself?" I was like, "Yes, I did." It was so much fun. But really, I'm like,
so much fun.
Dang it, are you serious? I was like, girl, you used all my gas. I ain't got no more money. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I think we're like getting closer to our side of town, and she was like, hey, and I think by now I was like at a quarter tank. That's how far it was. It was like north Georgia. And I'm looking, and she was like, hey, how much gas do you have? You want to stop at the gas station? I said, I mean, I do, but the way my bank account is set up, I got a checking and a savings, and right now the checking is not saving nothing. And she was like, no, you can go to the gas station. I want to put some gas in your car. I was like, for me,
you're my boy Blue.
You me and you shall never part. And so I went to the gas station. She put gas in the car, and I was like, now you know you a real one. I wish you would have told me, but you a real one. Yeah. And I
think after that, that's when I was more vocal, like making sure to let you know.
Yeah.
And then you were even more vocal, like, hey, this isn't in my budget. This isn't in my budget, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's not in your budget, then we don't need to do anything this weekend, or we can just like hang out at the park or something.
Yeah. Because really, I was like Ayana said, like I was big for not ever wanting to ask for help. And I'm used to naturally being the helper, being the one that, I always have it for somebody else. But when I'm in need, I'm like, I don't like to depend on people because I don't want to be let down. So I don't even put the expectation out there.
Yeah. So I will say, because when we talk about our love story and experiences and all of that, some people be like, well, that was back then. I don't know about right now. I will say right now, especially in 2021, when it comes to certain things like that, do it at your own discretion. If you don't feel comfortable, like, I don't know, I don't want to get this dude some money or whatever, at your own discretion.
Yeah. It's not an obligation.
It's not an obligation. It's not something that you have to do. And it's also not something that because something that I noticed that some men do nowadays is they will test a woman on that. Like, if a woman does that, it's like, oh, well, she the one. But if she don't do it, she ain't the one. That is not a test.
Let's just stop the games.
That is not a test. And you can't base it off of other people's relationships.
Nah.
So
honestly, what the real test is to say, hey, I don't have it to do this. I'm working on something.
Communication.
And see how they respond. If they respond with some, oh, what? Well, you broke, you old dusty bum. Like, if it's that, obviously, that's not the person.
Oh, because another example, this was not on the docket, but I have to use this example. This was a text conversation. I don't know if it was real. I don't know if it was fake, but I saw it on social media, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago. So this girl texted her boyfriend and she was like, hey, boo, I got the job. Like, I guess she was in school. And she was like, I got the job. And the job was like making $70,000 plus a year. And she's like, I got the job. I'm sorry, y'all. Nova just spit up. And I'm just like, it threw me off.
It was so hot.
Yes.
It was warm.
Did it get on you?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why I'm wrapped up.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. Okay. So, hey, boo, I got the job, 70 plus a year, such and such, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. So he was like, oh, awesome. He was like, oh, okay. Because what I really been thinking about is taking a leave of absence from work or quitting or, taking a leave. And because, my mental health, I'm just really stressed out. And I just really...
Who said that? He said that for real?
He said that, yeah. This is the scenario or the text conversation. He was like, I'm really stressed out, and I would like to take a leave of absence. And now that you have this job, maybe you can help take over. Because he was the breadwinner. So he was taking care of everything. She was in school.
And this is his wife or his girlfriend?
I think girlfriend. There's some type of relationship. Yeah. Okay. So he was the breadwinner. So now he was like, okay, cool. Okay, so now that you're in the position to do something, now that you're in a position to help out or whatever, I would like to take a leave from work. And she was like, oh, no. And he was like, also, I want to try to go get therapy and all that type of stuff. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. Nah, you're going to have to pull your weight, such and such. And she started like going off in the text conversation. She was like, I can't do that. That's too much on me and blah, blah, blah and all of that. So he was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. And he was like, just FYI, he was like, so if you're going to be like that, you need to pack all your stuff. And by the time I get home, you need to be gone. Because guess what? I just said that to see how you would react. And he was like, I've already been in therapy. I've already been doing therapy and all of that. I just really did that to see how you react and see how down you were for me, So, then she was like, oh, I was just playing. I knew.
Use a lie.
I was just playing. I'm saying,
Girl, you a whole lie.
And, so people were, I can't remember what social media account this was on, but people were responding and they were like, see, those type of conversations you're not supposed to have over text, which I do agree. The way he did it over text, I do agree. But also it's like, it's crazy because now in this day and age, like I said, I don't know if that's real or fake, but now in this day and age, it's like there is no type of, I guess, exchange in relationships. Mm-hmm. It's one-sided.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been over text. However, she also could have responded with, okay, let's talk about this later.
Exactly.
Like, rather than just jumping to the conclusion and saying, oh, what? No. So you think just while I'm in my celebratory moment that I'm now about to take care of you, and not remembering that maybe he was taking care of her because with them living together. And that's trash.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. And it's funny, I started to judge, like throw judgment towards him in the initial, because when he was like, as far as like her taking care of, and I'm like, hold on, are y'all married? And it's like, no, we're not married. I'm like, well, then there shouldn't be no expectation for that. Mm-hmm. It's, if you do it, that's out of the kindness of your heart. That's generosity. Mm-hmm. It's just customer service. Mm-hmm. But it's not no obligation. Mm-mm. But then it's like, for her to flip, man, stop.
She like was going off in the text messages.
Kudos to you, sir.
Yeah.
You done dodged the bullet.
Dodged the bullet.
Shoot.
So, okay. So that's the first, like I said, if you're listening, if you're single, if you're married, it's at your own discretion, your own type of relationship. Because I do know it nowadays, it is a little harder to trust people. Back then, I knew and I saw Sylvester's heart. I knew and I saw his heart. And then the roles have reversed quite a few times in our 13 years together. Yeah. You left ChickfilA, and I was the breadwinner for 2 years when it came to certain things. And then when we had Haven, I decided to retire. So I didn't really have any income coming in on my side for a second until I developed the business of the hair razor, selling physical products. And you're the breadwinner. Like right now, I say it. He's the breadwinner. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. You know?
We got bread.
Yeah.
Together.
We do have bread together.
The baker, the I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a partnership. Yeah. So it's like the roles, like even because, and then in a few years or a year or whatever, it could flip back because I look at my business as $1 million business. Yep. So, you know.
Yep. And that's that on that. As she said, man, use discernment. Like, I think one thing people don't talk, they imply.
Yeah.
And that'll just bite you in the butt. Like
it definitely does.
Like even with the example with the couple, like how with them going to dinner, I know, of course, one thing that could have avoided everything is if she would have said, like, while they're getting ready, hey, babe, I know such and such, but just to let you know, I got us tonight.
Yeah.
And or even if she decides, hey, I sent you money for our food tonight. I don't know how much it's going to be, but just so you know, you had a peace of mind. That would have ended everything. It was like, oh, damn.
That definitely would have ended anything. But I'll say as a woman, sometimes we don't be thinking about that because even in the situation with us going to the fair, I didn't think about it. I was just like, in my head, I was like, okay, I got it, you know. But I didn't think about it, communicating it to you, not because of anything. It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
And the whole time I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Help me, Jesus.
So, but like I said, that experience we were able to open up and communicate a little bit more when it came to certain things. And then eventually just like the flower was just opening and opening and opening. And, you know, now our communication is like at the place where as soon as we feel some type of way about something, or if we want to talk about something, we're like, hey, babe, let's talk.
Yep. So. And I appreciate that.
All right. So next up on the list is, okay, so I saw a tweet from someone, and this ain't even gonna be no long conversation because I'm like, wait. But I saw a tweet from a young lady. Somebody shared it on Instagram, and the person said, let's normalize not meeting the parents. And I was like, what? I had to read it like several times, like, what she say?
Who said that?
Who said that? Let's normalize not meeting the parents. But why? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Don't understand.
I don't understand.
Don't understand.
So yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's stupid. I think that now I do feel, honestly, I feel like there are some situations and some, I guess, scenarios depending on the family. I don't feel like there's a one size fits all. So it's not like a normalized, because some people, they don't meet parents until later because it might be either a single parent or even if it's both. And it's like, hey, I really love my parents, so I'm not trying to introduce them to anybody that I don't want them to connect with.
Yeah.
And that's more of protection.
Yeah.
I get that. But to say normalize and not meeting the parents, what you trying to hide? Like, that's my question.
I think the thing for me is normalize this, normalize that. I'm like, why does everything have to be normalized? Like, I wish she would have explained it more, because maybe she had a good, background and explanation for it. Like how you said, it's for protection. I know for me, I didn't necessarily want just anybody and everybody to be meeting my parents. So like when Sylvester met my parents' first date, because he had to pick me up from the house. So,
oh Lord. But
with him, I knew like this is a good guy. And then like the way my parents, our relationship is, like my mom has met all of my friends. And I remember it was one particular friend when I was in high school. She said she did not like that girl. And she was like, I don't like that girl. I don't know about her. And I was like, what? Whatever, Mom. Listen, my mama was right. And my parents have proven time and time that they be right about stuff. Yep. So that is the reason why I wanted, whoever I was dating or really interested in to meet my parents. And, they met him and they was like, he cool.
I think that because a lot of times people think like some families, some guys or girls, they'll say, "Oh, like I said, I'm protecting the, let's say my parents," but they're not seeing that there's protection in their parents, or in their family. So, like the funny thing is when I met Ayana's parents, like first off, I was like, this is different. I had no problem meeting them, none at all. But it was different because I went to pick her up, and it's our first time. Actually, first time hanging, talking, or anything outside of church.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, I pulled up, I said, "Hey, I'm outside." She said, "Okay, I'm inside." I said, "Ooh."
I sure did.
That's I sure did.
I was like, "Sir, you better come to this door."
Because I'm used to, like, I'm not thinking that, oh, this is the time I'm about to meet her parents. Because
them other little girls he was fooling with, they was on his,
they come to the mailbox.
They went on this caliber. You better come to the door.
You open the door from the inside and you push it and you like catch that. No, I'm just playing. But so I remember coming to the door and her dad was like, "Hey," and he was like, "Come on in." I was like, "What?" I was like, 2 times? Okay. I walk in and I'm like, "So y'all really gonna stand like open circle?" And I'm like in the center.
He was.
And they just staring at me and her mom, I think your mom was smiling. Your dad was not smiling. And she just sitting there and I'm like, "But I don't even know like your last name yet. Like I don't really know anything about you. I just know."
You did know my last name.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't like know you. We had conversation. You were just out of control. Bless you.
Bless you.
But yeah, we had conversation and all, but this was again our first time outside. So when we met and it was like, "All right, so where y'all going?" I was like,
we're going to the movies.
You know, ain't nothing major. I think was it Narnia.
Yes, it was Chronicles of Narnia.
We're gonna see Narnia. You know, real PG. You feel me? And so that was that. And I just remember. I remember after that, I was like, wow, like I met her parents, like both of them. I was like, okay, when should I let her meet my mom? Because I, on the other hand, was like, I was almost, I don't want to say nervous, but almost nervous for her to meet my mom. Cause I was like, I want my mom to like you. And I don't want my mom to be, for you to be scared because my mom is not holding any punches. Like,
no.
So, but I also was trying my best not to scare her by telling her stories. So
he still made me nervous, and his mom is cool. So
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
like, she really is. Back in the day, she was a thug.
Okay, so I thought about this part when it came to the young lady that made the tweet, because it was a girl that made the tweet. So I can understand. I've been seeing a lot of horror stories online about mother-in-laws and all of that. Thank God I don't have to deal with that. I don't deal with no monster-in-law. But a lot of other women do. So her, just trying to bring in a different thought process and scenario into this, she could be saying normalize not meeting the parents, or not meeting the parents until a certain point of the relationship or whatever, because sometimes parents sabotage relationships that could have been from the beginning, especially mothers of sons who don't want their son to leave them.
You said it with intensity.
No, yeah, because I've seen it. I'm like, what is going on? That ain't your man. Get over it.
Don't mess with my man.
Every minute when I bring it to you.
Don't mess.
Yeah, that ain't your man. So stop treating him like your man and stop putting these girls through the ringer. So that I could see that could be why she said normalizing it, not meeting the parents.
I can see that.
But I still, somebody responded to her and was like, "Y'all just be talking about anything on that bird app," because it was Twitter. I said, "What?" That bird app. And then somebody else was like, "I wish I would stop with this normalized thing." So yeah, that was that. All right, the last thing we're gonna talk about today, which is actually really cute, is a thread that was on Twitter, and then it came over to Instagram, because I don't be on Twitter, so I see a lot of stuff from Instagram. Basically, it was men sharing things that they wish women knew about them. And Sylvester sent it to me, and he was like, "I really enjoyed this."
I did.
Yeah. So let me pull it up. And I enjoyed reading it too. I thought it was really sweet. And I do hope that a lot of women online reading it do see that men are very vulnerable and they just want to be loved. You know? I think everybody just needs some love because y'all tripping out here.
You want to know
Okay.
All right. You about to So it's funny because just go ahead. She threw me off.
She threw you off. Okay, my bad.
Cuteness overloaded me.
Okay, so I'll start saying them. Okay, so the first one was, just because I'm not talking doesn't mean I'm not enjoying my time with you.
Facts.
I know that for a fact with Sylvester because sometimes he's like really, really quiet. And I used to be like all the time, "Are you okay? You sure? You okay?" Like, and then I realized he's just chilling.
And sometimes I'm thinking about nothing.
Yeah, he's thinking about nothing, and then it's like an escape for him. Like, our time together is an escape from the world. Like, I remember this past weekend, I was like, we're getting out the house. The four of us, this is the first time we're going to a restaurant together as a family since the pandemic. Let's go get lunch with the girls. Let's just enjoy our time. And I remember afterwards when you came home, you were like, "Thank you for, I guess planning this day away from everything in a way." So away from the busy schedules, away from the work, away from ministry, all of that, just time for us.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I definitely appreciated that. Yeah. And it hit me that was my first time out with both daughters. Mm-hmm. And first of all, with Haven in a whole year.
Yeah.
We haven't been
in a whole year in a restaurant. Yeah. Because we've been to the grocery store and stuff. We've been to the park and all of that. But not a restaurant. I'm sitting there looking at my 3-year-old busting down 2 huge adult slices of pizza. Then she wasn't in a booster seat. No booster. The last time we were in a restaurant with her, she was in a booster.
Yeah, sitting at the edge of the table.
Yeah. She was in a booster. So just that was like, yeah. So, all right. This one I thought was really sweet. We actually really want to be complimented too. A 60-year-old woman complimented me 5 years ago, and it still makes me feel good. Just shows how little we get compliments.
Facts.
Yeah.
I remember every single person that complimented me ever.
Yeah.
Like for real.
But if you're in a relationship, compliment your man.
Yes.
Like I boost you, honey.
You sure do.
I boost you up. I be like, "Ooh, look at you. Look at them legs. Ooh, like them calves." So, yeah, it's okay to compliment your man.
You're not big and making her head big.
Like, exactly. And first of all, you got with him, so you think he fine, or you at least think he a little cute. Tell him he cute.
Or at least he funny. He got some personality.
He got some personality. Like, compliment something.
He can cook.
So, all right.
But man, you sure can draw. That's it.
Oh, yep. This one. We aren't great at hints. Communication is king.
Because we can't read minds. We cannot. I don't know what you're thinking, and I'm not even going to try.
This one. Listen. Men have emotions, and there are points where we need to cry. Tears happen, not just from pain, but also from joy.
Yep, and you know that. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed to cry.
No, and I have loved the moments when we cried together, especially like tears of joy. Like, I remember when we found out we were pregnant.
We found we were married?
No.
Well, that was a surprise, huh? We did it.
When we found out we were pregnant with Haven, oh my gosh, that moment. And then I'm so glad that I caught it on video. That moment will forever, like, if y'all know our story of, trying to conceive, like, that moment that we had together was everything.
It was. I'm definitely not trying to Kanye it. Taylor Swift had a good career. Mm-hmm. But I think my all-time, it trumped that one. when you pushed out Nova.
Oh yeah.
Like,
but see, I didn't cry though. You did.
Every single time.
I thought I was gonna cry, but
every time I think about it, I tear up. Every single time. So it's
I did it.
I can't wait to tell y'all the story.
Yes, I did it.
And just be prepared to have some tissue because I need some. That was like one of the best days of my life.
Okay, so this one I did like. It's okay to make the first move. Guys can be shy too. Come talk to me instead of staring at me.
Come and talk to me.
Listen,
I really want to meet you.
You know what trend I can't stand on TikTok is that trend when the girl is like recording the guy from afar, and it's like, TikTok, do your job. Girl, you was right there.
You're there.
You was right there. Just go say hi. Like, go say hi.
And if you can't say it, put a note in his hand or something.
Yeah, go say hi. And then, like, it's a way that you can put the ball in his court, even with the conversation. So.
Shoot, Ayana did.
I sure did.
Because your boy was nervous. Like, honest, vulnerable moment. I never was one to just walk up to a girl and say, hey, my lady, how you doing? You know, I just want to let you know my name is such and such. And I just want to let you know I thought you were cute. You know what I'm saying? You was attractive. You feel me? Like, I was never that guy. Like, ever. Normally, anytime I met a girl, it was because somebody introduced. We were in close vicinity, and just a random conversation popped up. But I never just walked up and approached. So when it came to Ayana, she technically was like my first approach. Mm-hmm. And even with that, I still almost dropped the ball. But praise God, we didn't.
So then another one, which is hilarious, which I know for a fact now. We don't know what we want to eat either.
We don't. Listen, Ayana always says, she was like, man, I just appreciate how simple you are. I worked at ChickfilA for a long time. It was my first job. And I literally, for like the first 5 or 6 years, I had a number one combo, no pickles with cheese and waffle fries. That is a Chick-fil-A sandwich with American cheese and fries every single day. For like 5 to 6 years, and I had no problem with it. I wasn't tired of it. So I'm a very loyal person. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to, she'd be like, hey, what you want to eat? I'm like, honestly, I don't even know, because right now I'm about to say Chick-fil-A. She was like, I don't want Chick-fil-A. I'm like, well, you want some cereal? Because I don't know what I want to eat. So,
Oh, this one is good. We can be uncomfortable with unwarranted physical contact as well. So one thing that is like a pet peeve with both me and Sylvester that we see like from other people is so women don't like when men just randomly touch them. I know I don't. Like, you know, women don't like when men randomly touch them. If you like touch my arm, or, you know, if you real bold, you touch my butt or brush against my butt or whatever, you know, that has happened to me a couple of times. And I was like, wait a minute, did he just do that? You know, if you do it, I don't care.
I remember when I first touched your butt.
You my man. I did.
Like we was in high school.
But you my man. But a random stranger, I have been places where a random stranger has like purposely brushed against me going somewhere, and I'm like,
recently?
No, not recently. Oh. I think I told you the last time, and it was like a couple of years ago. And I don't think you were around at the time, but I was like, what just happened? So women don't like that. Men don't like it either, because like we've seen like instances where or even how women talk to or about men, like how the degrading comments and stuff like that. Like, men don't like that. Like, you know, it just like it's crazy that how women feel like they can get away with stuff, but I'm like, but if that was done to you, you wouldn't like it.
Yep, and when it's done to a man, if he responds with I don't like that, then you're a punk, or you're soft, or what's your problem? You know you like it. And like, no, I actually don't. Like, I'm actually good. So I haven't had any no, I have. Never mind. I was about to say I ain't had no I was about to say I didn't have any degrading or whatever inappropriate comments or touch before, but I definitely have. And it was always from older women.
All right.
Them cougars love your boy.
Them cougars do love your boy. He has told me some stories, especially when you were single, or even when we were dating. Like, I've had some cougars try to come for my spot. they tried to. Yeah. Well, this one, she wasn't a cougar, but she was like, all right, now tell your girl something. It was like basically like a warning. It was like a warning, and I was like, "Girl, goodbye."
She wasn't about nothing because I tried to get with her before you.
She wasn't about nothing.
She wasn't about nothing then. As soon as I got with somebody, nah, you want me. Well, guess what? I don't. You feel me?
All right, so the last one, I know you could appreciate this one. Sometimes we want to be the little spoon.
Yes, we do.
Sylvester sleeps with his back towards me because he want me to spoon him.
Listen. Most men, they may not admit it. It's something about you laying there and you feeling them hot baby-sized hands coming from under your arm to come around you and hold your chest or whatever, and you just feel loved. Mm-hmm. You feel cared for. And it's also an easy way to start something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're married, you know what I'm like.
Yeah. Reach that arm around.
You better reach that arm around.
Reach that arm around.
Reach it around. And then whisper in that ear, let me borrow $20.
All right, but yeah, that was.
Gonna say that. Let me hold $20 for tomorrow.
Because we here. But yeah, those were a few.
Why she fall asleep when we make a noise? When we quiet, she's like, I ain't sleeping.
That's your homie. But yeah, that was it. That was it. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Not with this one. Are we doing a sneaker cam?
Yes, we can do a sneaker cam.
Okay.
Can you reach your sneaker?
I think yeah.
Oh.
I gotta hold the tank up.
Yes, tank head. And we can talk about our kids. If you talking about my child big head, I'm gonna smack you.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Tank. Simmer down.
Only we can talk about our kids' big heads. All right, so my sneaker for today, I hope it looks really clean on camera because I need to clean it. But my sneaker for today is the Satin Snakes Air Jordan 1 High. So that's my sneaker for today is a Satin Snakes. It's one of my favorites in my collection. I really like it. It's comfortable. It's cute. It's just one of those statement sneakers that I'm like, oh, when I want a little razzle-dazzle, a little satin, a little snake, let's get it.
I remember I actually wanted those for you. Mm-hmm. Like I was adamant, and did I win those?
Yes, you did. Yeah. You did.
So
it was a raffle.
I was happy.
Yeah. So thanks, boo.
You're welcome. Well, for me, I have Ayana's favorite shoe that she doesn't like. I'm sorry. Jordan 3s.
These are the only 3s that I kind of like that you have.
Yeah.
I just don't like the silhouette of a Jordan 3.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really didn't like Jordan 3s. I thought they were the ugliest Jordans besides the 2s.
They still ugly to me.
But
they look good on you with them shorts and them calf muscles.
And the kneecaps out, huh?
Mm-hmm. The kneecaps out.
A little hussy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when I got these, like, and I forgot what made me get them. I think I just like the color. They're probably the most comfortable Jordans that I've ever worn. Real close to the 13s. I think the 13s are really comfortable. But yeah, when I got these, man, I was blown away. And now, as much as I hated Jordan 3s, now they're actually like my second favorite.
Gotcha.
Because Jordan 1s, so it's Jordan 1s, Jordan 3s. Nah, I like 13s more. 1s, 13s, 3s, and 12s are tied. Mm-hmm. But 6s is kind of right there, too.
Okay. All right. So that's our sneaker cam for today. I really enjoyed this conversation. It matches with
my dope shirt.
Yeah.
You can get your dope shirt now at iambakah.com.
And I am going to shout out my small business, Black-owned business of this particular podcast. This is Super Mom, Trina Small, Super Mom, and then she has Super Dad tees as well.
I got it.
But this is my Super Mom tee.
Hey, Super Mom.
Yeah, so.
And you really are a Super Mom.
Thanks,
You're
babe.
doing an amazing job. Even though I know sometimes the mom guilt wants to come in and you can think that you're not, but I want you to know, even live to everybody out there in the street, all of our cousins, that you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you,
and
baby.
You wear it well.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. So that's all we got for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
That moment you thought it was going to like throw back to you, but it didn't. It's just okay.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, but Super Dad, Super Dad, you are so funny. See, look at them. They be sensitive too, y'all. They be sensitive. You gotta, compliment them and all of that.
So don't be patting me on my back like I'm your homeboy.
If you have any questions, you want to
give me those little water bottles?
Croatia, little water bottles. I mean, he got boneless wings, like, you could get for like 50 cents more. You can get wings with bones in them. But okay, Lord, you be messing me up. So if you have any questions, comments, or if there's a particular topic that you would like us to discuss, please email us at theabakahs@gmail.com. theabakahs@gmail.com.
And if you have any feedback to something that we talked about, you like, I feel the same way. I didn't like that. Or actually, if you're like, no, I have a problem with giving money to my boyfriend. He's supposed to have it, or giving money to my girl, or whatever the case may be. And honestly, like we said, every situation is different. There's no general rule. Oh, as a man, you need to make sure and do this. As a woman, you need to make sure and do that. There's no rule. It's what you communicate in your relationship. So, ain't no general expectation.
Yeah.
In that department.
Yep. So, yeah, that's all, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. If you are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever listening to this, remember to subscribe. Give us 5 stars. 5-star chick. Gee, a 5-star chick. How the song go.
I know, because you mixed that with Project Chick.
Yes, I did.
Give me a 5-star chick.
Give me a 5-star. But, so we love y'all, and we will see y'all soon. Next podcast. Holla.